Alright, hey guys, so Hissabeth has dropped in the global version. So let us look into her kit first. Again, I can't read it, so I'm reading it off a translation here. Let's start with her insight. Okay, when entering battle, she received 8 stack of Snake's Dance. So it's more than I expected. I was expecting like 2 or 3, but it's 8 stacks of Snake's Dance. At the start of the turn, if self has at least 1 stack of Snake's Dance, consume 1 stack of Snake's Dance to generate 1 rank of his. The thing is that now his is actually rank. So if you get multiple stacks, they will combine as shown in the video that they showcased her. So this was not what I expected, but end up is actually pretty much the same. Because what I expect was you get a precast, then you get another precast, like 2 hits, something like Recoletas, and they will not combine. Then I was expecting that you get 2 of the debuff Snake's Dance, so you get 2 hits per round. However, now what we get instead is rank 1 and you have 8 Snake's Dance, so there's possibility, not possibility, you can generate up to 8 rank 1 hits, but this 8 rank 1 hits will all combine into 2 rank 3 hits if you use it properly, as in you use up all the Snake's Dance to generate hits. So the effect trigger at most once per turn. His and ultimate do not count toward the hand limit of the spell dock, okay? But his doesn't consume AP, but ultimate does, okay? So Snake's Dance is stackable up to 8 layers, okay? Snake's Dance stackable up to 8 layers, cannot be dispelled at the start of the turn, fixed so that the sum of Snake's Dance, Serpentine skill, and his is at 8. So if you have converted all Snake's Dance into his, then you will not have the Snake's Dance buff. If some of it is on the enemy as Serpentine, you also will not get Snake's Dance. So it means Snake's Dance, Serpentine skill, and his add up all of it is just 8. So his is 50, 100, and 250% mental damage. It's actually pretty low, but given that it's quite easy to get 2 rank 3 his, so you are looking at like 500% mental damage every round. And it inflict 1, 2, and 4 Serpentine skills and receive 0, 1, or 2 Moxie. So if you are using rank 3, you can use up 2 of it every round and get up to 4 Moxie. So again, which means not too far from what I'm expecting. You just need to use 1 AP per turn for Hissabeth in order to get back her ultimate, okay? And his is considered as an ultimate, but does not consume AP. For her insight tree, when Hissabeth attack enemy with Serpentine skill, inflict rigidity, and recover 1 Moxie. So this can trigger at most once per turn. So again, if you can recover 1 Moxie with insight 3, plus his giving 2 Moxie if it's at rank 3, then I think you can like, yeah, you can 1 turn, you get his, then you get ultimate, then you get ultimate, you get his. She's gonna overflow on Moxie, which is why I see it now that they put Melania in her team due to the Moxie overflow. So there will not be a problem for her to be using a lot of ultimate every turn. I mean, not a lot, but at least 1 ultimate per turn. And Serpentine skill is also stackable up to 8 stack, cannot be dispelled. At the end of the turn, consume 1 stack and take 50% plus 20% per stack. So if there's 8 stacks, 160%, so about 210% Genesis damage. This damage can crit and is affected by Ultimate Mind. But again, if you have his in your spell dock, the enemy will not have the debuff. But again, you are using his when you are attacking, so you are transferring his into debuff on the enemy. So if you consider all that without AP, Hissabeth can do 500% mental damage plus about 200% Genesis damage per turn for free. And if self dies, the remaining serpentine skill will be transferred to the ally with a higher attack, and that is referring to the enemy, so the enemy will transfer serpentine skill to another enemy. Her skill 1, Ouroboros, mass damage, nothing too specific, 120, let me see, skill 1 is an attack, this one, 120, 180, and 300, and deal extra 60, 100, and 150 mental damage to enemies with serpentine skill. Not really interested in this one, because even at rank 3, you are looking at just 450% mental damage, which is decent, but not like amazing. And she already has enough Moxie moving around. I don't really think you need to actually use skill 1. Skill 2, Infinite Recursion, is a self buff. It consumes 2, 3, or 4 stack of Snake's Dance. At the end of the turn, add 2, 3, or 4 rank 1 hits. Because you consume 2, you're going to get 2 rank 1. You consume 3 Snake's Dance, you're going to get 3 rank 1 into the spell dot. If there is not enough Snake's Dance, then you receive 1, 2, or 3 Moxie. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. Ultimate, Experimental Rocketry, mass attack, 500% mental damage to all enemies. When hit, increase damage dealt by each stack from serpentine skill. Increase damage, okay, that resolves this turn to 70%. When hit, increase damage dealt by each stack from serpentine skill. So if I have 8 stack, I'm not too sure what this means. Mass, 500% mental damage to all enemies. When hit, increase damage dealt by each stack from serpentine skill that resolves this turn to 70%. Okay, serpentine skill is 50% plus 20% times the stacks. So now this change it to 70%. So 8 stack means 500 over percent plus 50, so it's about 600%. So the ultimate here will be 500% mental damage and 600% Genesis damage onto the enemy. Okay, number wise it does sound like quite amazing, but I think if you're fighting against some normal enemies, you won't see a very big number, because that's the problem with Genesis, right? You only there's a certain limit. Even enemies have high defense, enemy have low defense, it will be that number. But either way, this character will be very good for Reverie. Her portray. Okay, now this is Portray 2. The first one is the conversion of Snake's Dance to Hiss at start of turn can trigger at most 2 times per turn. And conversion of Snake's Dance to Hiss at start of turn can trigger at most 2 times. So without P1, she only converts 1 time. Okay, so I think this will just be a bit slower for her to ramp up into getting 2 rank 3 Hiss. Yeah, but P1 make it a bit easier, and the damage of Hiss increases to 75, 150, and 375%. Insight 2. Insight 3 can be triggered at most 2 times per turn. And Insight 3 is regarding rigidity and recovering on Moxie. So means she can inflict 2 rigidity and recover 2 Moxie. Okay, again, her Moxie is already overflowing, so obviously P2 will make it better, but I think you don't really need it, I think. Okay, P3, after releasing ultimate, the increase of serpentine skill damage increases 100% per stack, so more damage on the Genesis. Out P4 is out increased damage. P5, after releasing out, the increase of serpentine skill damage increased to 130% per stacks. So in terms of mechanics wise, there is no need to get P3 and above, except for more damage. But rotation wise, and how you play her, P1 and P2 will make a difference. Okay, yeah. But I think it's not that much. For her, Psycube is attack Psycube. When the user releases a single target ultimate, which is his as well, yeah, it's his. This is his. Single target ultimate is his. her ultimate is mass attack. So ultimate might increase by a certain percentage, 6% here, up to 4 stacks. When the user releases a multi-target ultimate, crit damage increases to 12% to a maximum of 3 stacks. So when you use your actual ultimate, crit damage increase. So after using 3 ultimate, she will have 36% crit damage, and single target, you get another ultimate might of up to 24%. So at the moment, the only person that can do multiple ultimate of single target or multi-target is her. Nobody else can do that. So this side cube is for her. So let us try her out. Okay, Recoleta. So to be quick, I already get a rank 2 of his because I consumed 2 stacks due to her P1, or else you just get rank 1. Right, now what should I do? Because she has a lot of stacks, I do want to consume it, but I'm going to trigger Melania first, so at least they'll all be hitting harder now. Inflict this, and I should get some Moxie. Consume this, and I will get more Hiss in the next round. One, two, three. I want to generate her ultimate right away. If I can do that, I can try. 1, 2. I can use Recoleta to inflict this. Then I use Hiss. I consume it. Then I attack. Okay. Okay. 3 Moxie, 4 Moxie, 5 and 6 Moxie. Ultimate is up. At the start of the turn, I have Snake Dance, so I should get another 1 or 2 copy. Okay. I would prefer to not merge actually, but that's fine. Okay, I'm gonna buff her up. I'm gonna use, but the thing is, if I do this, then I use her ultimate. This will be okay because I have Melania to get the Moxie from his, but if without Melania, then my Moxie will not overflow. Then I will be wasting Moxie. But the thing is that I must use the ultimate after I inflict, because the ultimate, like I mentioned just now, it skills. Okay, again I'm going to read it. Ultimate 500% mental damage to all enemy when hit, damage dealt by each stacks of serpentine skill that resolve this turn to 70%, and afterward reclaim all serpent skill on the target at the end of turn and transform them into equal amount of rank 1 hits. Okay, it doesn't really say that it say that it will resolve this turn, so means I don't have to. So I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna give some Moxie back to Hissabeth. I'm gonna use this. And I'm gonna attack with Melania. Okay. 500% mental damage. Right? Not so impressive at the moment. Recoleta, does she do more? Yep, Recoleta does more. Okay, at the end of the round, triggers. But there's only 5 stacks of serpentine skill on the enemy. 27,000 Genesis damage. So adding up together, she's doing just now like 30 or 40,000 which is more than Recoleta. No, this is great. If I can have this, I have 3. I can just like 1, 2, 3. Oh, very, very interesting. What happens if I use the ultimate twice? Do I get to double the... Do I get to double? I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure. Damage dealt by each tag 70% and reclaim all serpentine skill on the target at the end of the round, transform them into equal amount of hits. So I think you don't need to use her ultimate twice because it's just going to make the... It doesn't stack. It's not like it's increased by 50% to 70% as in the serpentine skill. It just says that by each stack of serpentine skill that resolve this turn, it will be 70% instead of 20%. So if I do it twice, it's just going to be still 70%. So in this case, there is no reason for me to use it. So what I would do is this. Now Melania has the higher Moxie. Then here is where I would just tap, tap, tap. And probably here with Villa. And great, I can attack one more time. Melania. Okay, 19,000. Melania is going to increase all the hits damage now. $10, $20, $50. So that's 80,000 with earlier. So that's like about 90 to 100,000 damage. And now the poison will trigger 48,000. So I'm dealing like 130,000. And that damage, that 40,000 can be quite consistent. Now I get back her ultimate. So I'm going to use Melania again. Ultimate. Wait. Okay, attack once, attack twice. Sorry. Melania. Ultimate, attack once, attack twice. Recollector. Because with me using this 3 ultimate plus his is 5 ultimate, Recollector will have a lot of Moxie. Right? Recollector will have a lot of Moxie, so her ultimate will hit really hard. So you can see here, Hissabeth can also function somewhat as a support. Right? To feel all this Moxie for Recollector. And she's doing Genesis damage, so she will be useful in a lot of situations as well. $21,000. $90,000 from Recoleta. And look at that. Her Moxie is insanely high. Yeah, if you do that, like you use the ultimate and then you use his, she literally can just do ultimate his every single round. No doubt. No doubt. His. Wait, I should. I should buff. Release this. So I reduce the Moxie. Wait, I don't want to get it back yet. Release this so I can reduce the Moxie to 5. Then I use Melania. Okay, so Melania Moxie will be 6, which is higher than Hissabeth. So now when I use this, Melania will attack. It goes to you. Then now I use both of this and then Melania again. And Recoleta will get the ultimate next because there's so many ultimate that I'm casting here. Okay, one ultimate. Two ultimate. And the end of round, I will have another 40 to 50,000 damage Genesis. So Recoleta it will be her turn now to do ultimate. Again, I will just do this once. So I want this to hit maximum, right? So 1, 2, 3 is already maxed out. Then I can use this. Alright, sorry, there was a disruption. But anyway, yeah, her gameplay is like that. You can see the rotation just now. I was doing Melania, then I did Recoleta. Now, Recoleta has used her ultimate and I get back another 2 of this. That's because Recoleta here is P2. Normally, she won't be at P2. So here I would do this again. See. So basically, I don't really need to be using her S1 or S2. It's better to give that AP to other character to maintain their rotation. So Hissabeth, basically every turn you can use 2 his rank 3, and then you can use her, then you use her ultimate. So you need to allocate at least 1 AP for her every round. Okay. Overall, am I impressed with her? Hard to say at the moment. I'm not sure like Recoleta is the best pairing here because both of them doesn't really give each other that much how to say damage boost. Is more toward Moxie. So like Recoleta, maybe you want to use character like Pickles to boost her up and she will be doing some crazy damage. Hissabeth doesn't do that, right? Hissabeth doesn't do that. And at the same time, Hissabeth with Genesis and the damage being out, Melania, is it enough? And the other character, because she can do so many attacks. She can do so many attacks. His is considered a rank attack, but it's like ultimate. But nonetheless, it is still a rank incantation, which means if you have Mercuria in the party, Mercuria's buff, damage buff, will be like 50% on her. And that is big. So I'm not sure if you want Recoleta or Mercuria in the sense to boost Hissabeth damage. And Jiuliangzi is something interesting about Jiuliangzi. Don't really have her. I'm not sure how do I access her kit here, but basically the translation for Jiuliangzi is that she has a new buff called Cheerful. If Cheerful reaches 12 stacks, then after casting by Jill Ladle and entering channel, immediately releases another bottoms up. Okay, that's the one that we know. There's the other one. Okay, After other ally act actively, Jill randomly consumes liquor to do an extra attack. That is the same as the current bottoms up once. Not sure what do you mean by current bottom up once, but let's say if you use one bottom up that is rank 3, and now Hissabeth is going to use his twice, then Chonyangzi will do follow up as well. But over here you say a maximum of 3 times. So again, maximum of 3 times. Hissabeth is doing okay. So basically, like if you have 4 AP, Jill is using 2, and then another ally attack twice. So she will do 2 follow-up attacks, right? And instead, Hissabeth does help because Hissabeth doesn't consume AP, so she attack actively, and that will allow Chonyang to do a follow-up attack. But however, I would prefer like maybe use Flutter Page, because Flutter Page has +1 AP, so now you have 5. 2 is for Chonyang, and another 3 you can use it, and you will get that maximum 3 follow-up attack as well. And Flutter Page obviously boosts follow-up attack to a tremendous level, and that will be better for Chonyang. So anyway, Hissabeth is pretty fun, but I need more gameplay and different team comp in order to really determine if she's really good. At the moment, Recoleta, the Moxie transfer around is not bad. It's not bad. Everyone's doing quite decent damage, but it's not bad. Alright, so that's all for this video of learning Hissabeth kit with me, and thank you very much.